Ninja fans, it's Kaylee Water Ninja here with my first Ninjago video. If you watched my previous video, then this sudden change of focus on my channel would make much more sense. So I would really appreciate if you checked that one out too. As I expect to be posting more Ninjago-based content, I hope to have some feedback from you guys and hopefully draw in some new fans. Well, this is enough chat. Let's just get on with the video. Coming in last place is Cole. I feel bad to say this because I feel he's overlooked much of the time. He isn't a bad ninja or anything. Actually, he's really just your average strong guy. And that's why he's coming in last. He's just average. As the Master of Earth, there's not really much going for him. Besides, even the writers feel this way. After 12 seasons, he hasn't even had one focused around him. Season 5 seemed like a likely candidate when he became a ghost, until Lloyd's face was stamped onto all the things associated with it. Just because he doesn't have a season isn't the only reason he's my least favorite, though. Honestly, Cole just doesn't really stand out to me. He's really just the strong guy of the group, and that's about it. All this said, Cole is still a vital part of the team. He's just a little too into the shadows for me. In spot number 5, Jay. I guess this would make sense. Cole and Jay are grouped together quite a bit in my opinion, and that leads me to my reason for putting him here. Jay, like Cole, is one of the less important characters, but that's not a bad thing. All the characters are important for a proper story, but that doesn't keep me from putting him second to last. Jay seems to be more of the ninja of comic relief than lightning. Yes, he has had his own season and might even be the focus of the upcoming one, but to me, he just seems to be written as a jokester and not a serious fighter. That is just his character, but I'm not a big fan. Jay's the kind of character to cut up and make mistakes for a laugh, but sometimes that can become quite annoying. I especially noticed this in Season 11, when he would be the one to make the situation worse, or just plain silly. I get that this is a kid's show and can't be dark all the time, but to me, I'm just not a big fan of the comedian of the group. Jay is still a fun character to watch, and his interactions with Nia are just precious, and some of my favorite. But he's just not the character that I look forward to seeing in every episode I watch. That will come later. In spot number 4 is Lloyd. I know this is probably going to make a lot of people upset. Lloyd seems to be the favorite character of most fans, but to me, he's just not. I've never really been a big fan of the main focus character in a story. I'm more for the friends of that character, or the awesome supporting character that obviously needs more screen time. I don't always feel this way, but with Lloyd, I just do. From the beginning, he was never really my favorite. He was just a little kid that was destined to have all the power and be the coveted green ninja. I didn't dislike his character, I was just more accustomed to the 4 originals that I'd gotten to know before him. As the story went on, though, I came to like him more. He was always a kind and sensible ninja that learned from his mistakes. Plus, seeing him learn with his father and mature into a leader was just awesome to watch. Above all, even as the main character, he never overshadowed the others. They were all equally important, and that just made me admire him that much more. But all of this changed when Season 8 came out. As I watched it, I began to notice how the other ninja were beginning to have less and less lines and screen time. Unlike the other seasons focusing around Lloyd, this one just seemed to be only about Lloyd. I would notice each one only getting a few words in per episode, or at least much less than before, and it seemed to be all Lloyd the whole season. This just made me kind of annoyed, and I wasn't really into his character anymore. Also, him having a new voice and green eyes to represent his power, well, let's just say I wasn't a fan. Overall, I acknowledge that Lloyd is a good character, and he did thankfully back off in the newer seasons, but I just haven't really been into him ever since. Coming in at number 3 is Kai. Kai used to be my favorite ninja, but as I have watched the seasons and become more aware of his personality, he's sadly been bumped down to 3rd. But that doesn't take away that he's still one of my top favorites. Kai has always been a character I love to watch. From the beginning, he was the hilarious hothead that wanted to go only his way. Throughout the story, he had to learn about teamwork and unlock his true inner flame. His arrogant personality is sometimes off-putting, but this doesn't take away from his amazing fighting skills and constant bravery through any challenge. I have always admired how confident he is, even if a little too much, and his always on-point hair. Yes, I'm one of those people, but I just had to say it. I loved his hair. Anyway, getting back onto his actual character traits. Kai is just the super cute, overly confident red ninja with a burning flame that shines throughout the series. Sadly, though, in the newer seasons, his hair has been turned into, well, I'm not going to try to describe what that pile of crap is on his head, if you get what I mean. But that's beyond the point. Overall, I have enjoyed watching Kai evolve into the protected big brother, loyal team player, and fiery red ninja he is. Now with only 2 ninja left, the competition is heating up. In the number 2 spot, Nia. Now I don't want you guys to think I chose her because she's a girl. That's not the reason I did. The reason I chose Nia is plainly this. She's just a character I've come to love. Since the beginning of the show, she's been in the shadows of her brother and the other ninja. It was obvious she wanted to be included, so she took it upon herself to become the mysterious Samurai X. For a while, she would swoop in and save the day without anyone actually realizing her true identity. I thought this was a clever way to include her in the action, but I was still hoping for her to become something more. As the seasons went on and she hadn't really been changed, I just decided that the Samurai X and Jay's girlfriend was all Nia was ever going to be. But thankfully I was wrong. Once Season 5 hit, Nia finally was transformed into the smooth water ninja she is today. When I learned of this, I was truly excited. Nia was finally becoming who she was meant to be, and a new ninja to watch and admire. Seeing her battle within herself about changing her identity and learning how to fail was also something deeper that hadn't really surfaced in the earlier seasons. We got to learn more about Nia than really ever before, and it added a new layer of appreciation that I hadn't felt for her before now. Throughout the seasons, she was artistically woven in as one of the ninja, and even got 2 seasons shared with the guys. Unfortunately, in Season 8 and 9, I felt she didn't really seem to play an important role. It was obvious she was being left to watch along with all of the other girls in the show, while the guys did all of the fighting and adventure. Thankfully, in Season 11, though, she had a comeback where I felt she really got the chance to show her amazing power once more. Anyway, Nia began to finally prove herself to the guys, and showed that even though she's a girl, she can be an awesome, sensible, and essential addition to the team. Now taking the number 1 spot as my all-time favorite ninja, Zane. He wasn't always at the top of my list, but at this point, I don't know who would ever take his place. Zane, the Master of Ice, has always been a character that intrigued me. At first, I just thought he was the average, weird teenage orphan, until it was revealed that he was much more. Once I learned that he was a robot, it just made his character make sense and become so much more interesting. It was always fun to see how he would react to situations, and how he could use his robotic self to aid in the missions. Plus, he was the brains of the team. As a nerd myself, I could really relate to him. I'm a very awkward person that doesn't always understand jokes at first either, so I just really felt like he was the ninja I could most relate to. Plus, I just love his personality. Even as a ninjoid, he still has many emotions, and all of them being positive. He's the most kind and forgiving on the team, and his loyalty and trust is also made clear. He even sacrificed himself for the group. Of course, that was one out of many times he would break down or get hacked, but that's a rant for another time. Anyway, Zane was the first to unlock his true potential, and just an overall fun character to watch. The only complaint I would have is his villainy in Season 11. If this is going to spoil anything, then you might want to fast forward a bit. When Zane turned into the Ice Emperor, it just crushed me. Watching my favorite character fall to the dark side was just heartbreaking, and I never really could decide whether he was in the wrong or not. As time has gone on, though, I have decided that it was just needed for the show, and as a robot, he was the best candidate for a ruthless ice dictator that ruled for decades in a realm of sorrows. Wow, that got a bit dark. Anyway, Zane is just overall my favorite character, as he has continued to be a vital member of the team throughout the seasons, and has brought me many smiles as I watched him become comfortable in his skin, or metal, learn to love, and become an amazing fighter of good. I hope even if you didn't agree with all of my ratings that you still enjoyed hearing my opinions about these awesome ninja. If you liked the video, it would be amazing if you would like and subscribe, and comment on future Ninjago topics I could do a video about. I'm not sure what my next one would be, so this would be an immense help. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next video. Ninjago!